What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Merab Dvalishvili explains beef with Petr Yan. Leading up to Merab Dvalishvili's first fight with Petr Yan, it became pretty clear that there was plenty of animosity between these two. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. While the champion explained during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show this week that things are not personal between the two anymore, once upon a time, there was some real bad blood. Before I was mad because he was a bully. Like I said many times, when I saw him first time, he was a bully. And then even in Abu Dhabi, right before his fight, he was talking with Aljo. And then he points. He says, "This guy is nothing, he's small." And I go stand next to him. I was smiling. And he says, "This guy, 0 yes." Like he was giving me no respect. With their UFC 323 fight now official, the champ plans to get back to Vegas and start training ASAP so he doesn't waste any time. I'm going back to Vegas tonight and I will start training. Although the UFC 323 fight between the two will be Dvalishvili's 4th title defense of the year, a UFC record, he's already looking ahead to the new year. I'm willing to fight also in March. February will be in Australia. I don't think they're going to give me this, and March would be realistic. The champ also shared some praise Hunter Campbell had for Ariel Helwani, proving that despite Dana's beef with Ariel, some of the UFC brass still have tons of respect for him. I have dinner with Hunter and some people, and I was mentioning your name, and what I heard from him, he was telling me you are a very hard worker. Whether we see Dana and Ariel bury the hatchet is another story. UFC updates. On the heels of the UFC Rio card, let's take a look at today's UFC updates, starting with a follow-up to Dana White's big UFC 323 announcement from Monday. Following the Pantoja vs. Van announcement, the challenger took to social media, reacted to the news. It's time to write history. In addition to the fights we covered earlier in the week, 5 other fights have also been added to the UFC 323 event, starting with Brandon Moreno vs. Tatsuro Taira. Moreno will look to build on a 2-fight win streak, in which he recently defeated Steve Erceg. On the flip side, Taira will look to build on a 2nd-round submission win this summer. We also got a welterweight bout between Sean Brady and Michael Morales, where Brady will look to make his case for a title fight undeniable, and Morales will look to pick up the biggest win of his career. After the announcement, Sean Brady reacted to the fight news on the Brady Bag show.
Whether I fight him now or I fight him later, I'm going to have to get to him eventually, so it. I'll get him out of the way now. Coming off beating Leon, and then I go and I take this risk of fighting this young up-and-comer. Once I beat him, I'm undeniable for the title shot after that, and that's what I'm just going to prove to do. I'm just going to become undeniable until they have to give me the title shot, and yeah, I'm not waiting around, bro. So like, I'm not trying to sit here. There's no perfect matchup in the UFC. Everyone's tough, everyone hits hard, we're the best fighters in the world, so you got to be ready to fight any of them, and this is what they came with, and I said yeah.
Does it make you so you have no hard feelings about how this whole played out, going from fighting the number 1 to now just having to fight back? It doesn't matter?
No, because at the end of the day, the UFC doesn't give a about the rankings. They make the decisions at the end of the day. I go out there and I beat Michael Morales after just beating Leon. They can't keep denying me a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make the fights. The rankings don't make the fights. The fans don't make the fights. The UFC makes the fights. So I keep going out there. I keep being undeniable. You're going to have to give me what I want regardless. And if not, I'm a fighter. I get paid to fight. I love to fight. So I'm just going to keep fighting until I get there anyway.
Additionally, Terrence McKinney will fight Chris Duncan, with McKinney looking to build on a 2-fight win streak and Duncan looking to build on a 3-fight win streak. The UFC 323 card will also host a fight between Jan Blachowicz and Bogdan Guskov, as the former champ looks to snap a 2-fight skid, and Guskov looking to build on a 4-fight win streak. Fares Ziam and Nazim Sadikov will collide, as Ziam looks to build on a 5-fight win streak and Sadikov looks to close out the year with his 3rd straight win. Islam Makhachev met a giant while coaching at his gym that made him look like the size of Hasbullah. His reaction says it all.
Big guy, huh? You can fight people, bro.
And lastly, we have Caio Borralho calling out Robert Whittaker. Last night on X, Borralho sent the following message to Whittaker. I heard there's a card in Australia on February 2026. At Robert Whittaker, what do you think about a dance in your hometown? Would you be interested in seeing these two fight? Let us know in the comments below. Charles Oliveira would have struggled against Rafael Fiziev. Charles Oliveira might have gotten the win against Mateusz Gamrot on Saturday, but according to Alexander Volkanovski, if the former champ had faced off with Rafael Fiziev the way he was originally supposed to, he would have been in for a rough time. During a video for his YouTube channel, he explained, although it's a much better matchup for him than Rafa, when I heard he was turning around that quick after a big knockout against Rafa, he was meant to fight Rafa now, and this is like 3 months after. Not the best idea against someone like that. I think Gamrot was a better option where he doesn't have to worry about the KO threat as much. The guy's going to grapple, and obviously, having a full camp, he thought he would be okay wherever that fight went. But with Rafa, he would have been good in the scrambles, would have been landing on him for sure, and you would have had to see if his chin would hold up. That's why it would have been a rough one for him if he was fighting Rafa. Following Saturday's fight, Oliveira made good on his promise to host a party for families in the favela, where he provided plenty of fun, food, and gifts for kids. On the flip side, Gamrot broke his silence on the loss with an inspiring message via Instagram. The wolf cannot weather the storm. The wind was too strong, the lightning was too close, and the ground beneath my feet was shaking like a heart. He's down, not because of lack of courage, but because of the weight of everything that heaven carried him. But even then, he didn't go back. He didn't quit. He didn't fold. He did not quit. He raised his head to the black clouds, and with a strained look with tears in his eyes, he said, "It ain't over yet." Because although the storm stopped his step, it could not break his path. Deep in the heart, the flame is still burning, and it is the one who guides it further, through the wind, through the night, through the uncertainty. The wolf did not go through the storm, but the storm did not break him either. Considering Oliveira emerged from the fight unscathed, hopefully we get to see him back in the octagon again soon. Aljamain Sterling says Umar needs another 2 wins before title fight. When Umar Nurmagomedov's upcoming UFC 321 fight against Mario Bautista was announced, the expectation was that the winner would wind up getting a crack at the title, considering Nurmagomedov went the distance with Merab Dvalishvili despite breaking his hand, and Bautista heading into the fight in the midst of an impressive winning streak. The way Aljamain Sterling sees things, however, Nurmagomedov has a ways to go before earning another crack at the title. During a video for his YouTube channel, the former champion explained that Nurmagomedov needs at least 2 more wins before getting a title fight.
Now he's fighting another top guy in Mario Bautista, who's on, I believe, a 6-fight win streak. And I think if Mario wins, he has a case. He has a long winning streak. He beat a former Bellator champion, multiple-time defending Bellator champion in Patchy Mix. Although Patchy just lost to a debut guy in a split decision, still a close fight, but he was still a former champion, kind of like Pitbull. It's tough. But I think if Umar wins, I think he should fight 1 more.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, yo, whoever, and even if Merab wasn't the champ, I would still say the same thing.
Yeah.
I like to see guys at least beat 1 or 2 guys, even though he did beat 1 guy, Corey Sandhagen, he got the title shot already. So now he should have to win at least 2 fights to get back to a title shot opportunity. Otherwise, you have a log jam at the top with the same guys fighting the same guys over and over and over.
Considering the beef between Dvalishvili and Nurmagomedov, if both emerge from the upcoming fights victorious, we could be in for a rematch. Henry Cejudo caught during Rampage Jackson livestream. Henry Cejudo was caught in 4K making some colorful remarks to Rampage Jackson this week. After running into Rampage at an event, Cejudo pulled the former champion aside, telling him to take note of a woman nearby. What he didn't know at the time was that Rampage was live streaming, and his mic picked up everything Cejudo said.
Look at that right in front of you.
Huh?
And look at in front of you, like behind you.
Yeah.
Not to the side, dude. She's got a
Let me see.
art box. You gotta see it though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, that one. I got to tell you, you didn't know I'm live streaming?
No.
Man? We live. I thought you knew. We've been live the whole time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a streamer now. I'm not a fighter no more.
Needless to say, the MMA community collectively had quite the reaction to the clip. Dan Hooker motivated for Arman Tsarukyan fight. During a recent interview with Combat TV, Dan Hooker revealed that he's actually motivated for this fight, unlike the Justin Gaethje fight.
Is this the fight you wanted?
This is the fight that I wanted. This is the fight that I wanted before the Gaethje fight got matched. This is the fight that I wanted because I feel like it's a guy that everyone thinks is going to beat me. That's what I want. That's what I want the fight. That's why I want the fight. You know, obviously everyone wants the Gaethje fight and these fun fights. To me, I want the toughest test. I want the guy that everyone thinks I'm going to lose to. I want the guy that the odds are stacked against. And I feel like this is one of those fights. Big underdog. I can't wait to see the betting on it. I love it when the boys make a bunch of money off me. I love coming into a fight as a heavy underdog. That's my favorite. That's where I thrive. That's where I do my best work. I'm excited. This fight gets me out of bed. Gaethje didn't even really get me out of bed. I didn't even get out of bed for that fight. This fight is exciting to me, and that's hard for people to understand, but
During a recent interview with Home of Fight, Gerald Meerschaert says he won't doubt Khamzat ever again after that dominant performance against DDP.
I'll be honest, I was surprised. I thought DDP was going to surprise a lot of people, and just like the way that like every time he had a fight, people expected him not to do well. Honestly, it was nothing against Chimaev. It was just like, okay, I've seen you have issues with welterweights, and maybe that just speaks to how good at grappling Usman and Gilbert Burns are. Definitely, as dominant as Chimaev has been through his run, it's like, well, you can't pick against Chimaev ever again. Like, I can't see a scenario where Chimaev's going to fight someone where I would pick against him unless it was like an actual heavyweight or something. And even then, I'd probably still pick Chimaev.
Fighter pulls out of UFC 322 fight. After the Sergey City versus Malcolm Wellmaker fight was booked for UFC 322, City has now been forced out of the fight, leaving Wellmaker in need of a new opponent. MMA Junkie's Nolan King broke the news via social media this week, with City then updating fans via Instagram. It's heartbreaking to write this, but unfortunately, I have to pull out of my fight November 15 for UFC 322 due to a brutal shoulder dislocation during practice. I apologize to my opponent. I hope that I get an opportunity to fight on the card. I was very excited for this opportunity, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be this time. I will do everything to heal quickly and be back as soon as I can. Thank you to everyone for the love and support. City wasn't the only fighter to pull out of an upcoming fight this week. Austin Bashi has also been forced out of his November 8th fight with Jamal Emmers, informing fans via Instagram. Unfortunately, I won't be stepping into the cage this November. I've been dealing with an injury that has not allowed me to train and needs proper time to heal. After talking with my team and medical staff, the smart move is to recover fully before getting back to work. Thank you for all the support. I'll be back soon. So far, no word yet on who Wellmaker or Emmers will wind up fighting. However, the expectation is that the UFC will find short notice replacements for both.